Elizabeth Noble's The Girl Next Door tells of the romances of the inhabitants of an apartment building on New York's Upper East Side, and particularly of one Jackson Grayling III, a spoiled trustafarian happy to live in one of his parents' pads, apartment 5A, watching reruns of reality shows and avoiding getting a job. Here we join him as he meets a girl who might just make him rethink his attitude. Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. He had milk, but he needed Cheerios. He had the serious munchies. The maid wasn't due until tomorrow, and he couldn't wait that long for Cheerios. Jackson looked at the clock, vaguely surprised to find himself wide awake and starving hungry at 7:30 a.m. That almost never happened. Damn. He rolled out of bed and pulled on a pair of sweats and sneakers that were lying by the bed, covering his Bowie Life on Mars t-shirt with a grey sweat top. Passing the mirror, he peered at himself, pulling down his bottom eyelids to inspect the redness of his eyeballs and sticking out his tongue. He wasn't sure about this facial hair. Too lazy to shave, but not sufficiently testosterone-y to grow something amusingly Yeti-ish. That goatee might have to go. Although his mother's aggravation at it during her last visit had been quite funny. Martha had said that men with facial hair had something to hide, like weak top lips or crooked teeth. She viewed his as unnecessary. His straight teeth had cost $10,000. Money. Money. His wallet was empty, except for credit cards. Wandering into the kitchen, he spotted a $10 bill next to the receipt for last night's Thai takeout and grabbed it on his way out of the door. The elevator smelt of dog. He hated that. Early morning dog walkers. He wasn't an animal person. Leaning against the wooden panelling, he closed his eyes. And when the elevator stopped at 3, he thought it had reached the ground floor and flung himself at the door, straight into a girl trying to get in. Sorry. No, that's okay. She looked shocked. He supposed he probably looked pretty shocking. And now that he thought of it, he hadn't brushed his teeth. Shit. He retreated to the furthest corner of the elevator and looked at his fellow passenger out of the corner of his eye. Wow, this girl was beautiful, really stunning. She was dressed for a run, he guessed, in those black lycra running shorts that showed everything, and a vest with a racer back. Great body. New York was full of great bodies, though. Best reason for taking a latte into the bench in Central Park. Best girl watching in the city. Ponytails swinging about. Great arses that swayed and never wobbled. This girl had a face on her. A Helen of Troy face that was much harder to find. Her eyes were so blue, they were almost turquoise. She was platinum blonde, and the kind that was real, too. And her skin was clear and pale, just a little pink across the cheeks. And her mouth, wow, wow. Going for a run? Smooth. She nodded, managing not to look at him like he was an idiot. You? Well, she wasn't to know that he was going to Gristades for Cheerios, so as long as he set off in a different direction. Think so. He wanted to say something else, something funny or clever, but they were on the ground floor now. She flipped a little "see ya" over her shoulder at him and was outside straight away, bending and stretching, which ought, he reflected, to be illegal. She didn't linger. Hamstrings, calves, arms. Then she was off, heading west, towards the park. Jesus was watching him, an amused expression on his face. Who the hell is that? Miss Mikanowski, 3A. First name? Emily. Emily Mikanowski. How long has she been here? 3 weeks or so, he laughed. You two keep different hours, I think. Does she do that every day? Jesus nodded. Every day, Monday through Friday, 7:30, like a clock. Doesn't get back until after I've gone. Better ask Shay what time. Jackson went out on the sidewalk and watched Miss Michanowski's ponytail swinging in the distance. He might have to rethink his schedule slightly.